It's time for Lindsay's essay of the day. Yay!
Brought to you by We Should Write, right?
Hey y'all. I've been thinking a lot lately about doing life differently. I've been thinking a lot about how many things society does blindly because that's just what you're supposed to do. Most of these things I'm referencing are related to the institutions of life: school, work, finances, insurance, consumerism, and the idea of a fixed daily schedule. But until something stirs us, rocks our world, makes us move and shift, we won't move and shift. Now, in my vortex, this has really come to light based on my current interpretation of the school system. A few years ago, we moved out to an area that's beautiful and a great place to raise children, and supposedly has incredible public schools. Our daughter was 2 at the time, and while we didn't move out here specifically because of the schools, rather because we wanted a little more space and not the hustle and bustle of the city, we were aware that it also meant good public schools, which was obviously a huge and important bonus. That being said, I never checked on the school system myself. I just trusted the cliche of what everyone had said, which was, "Oh, are you moving out there for the good schools? It's excellent out there." And so yeah, that became a part of our why, I suppose. And we sent our daughter off to kindergarten in our zoned area and trusted that it was the right place for her. And maybe it was the right place for her for the first few years as we acclimated to the area and she acclimated to the idea of school in general. But now, for various reasons, we see that our current school might not be the right fit for our daughter because, as humans, we are not one size fits all, thankfully. I mean, it works fine. She will be fine if she stays there, and she will grow up fine, better than fine. And for the most part, most of my life, fine was okay. Fine is not okay for me anymore. Guys, look, what do you watch on social media every day? Have you, like me, felt so proud of yourself for curating your feed to show you only things that make you happy or things you want to learn about? Yeah, that's great. Until you realize, well, now I'm watching things like travel and food and culture and expansion. And oh yeah, by the way, the people in these videos are the ones out there that are making that happen. And I could be doing all that too, but I'm not. I'm watching families travel and grow and evolve like it's a movie I want to be in and disguising it as entertainment or maybe even education for myself when I could be out there doing it myself. Over the past year, which was the year of the snake and all about clearing, the universe really stepped up to the plate and cleared a lot out of my family's life in the way of jobs, people, and finances. And now, in this year of the horse, which is all about forward aligned motion, or running toward a vision with your blinders on to all else, as I see it for myself, I find myself in a position where I can think, act, and move differently. And I'm contemplating it all. I'm really trying to look at the areas of my life that I follow blindly and never stop to ask, does this fulfill me or align with where I want to live my life, even if I don't know where that's headed? I have a very grandiose vision of where I'd like to go in life, and still, I know it can be even better than that if I'll stop forcing my own agenda, which is limited based on societal programming. I'm going to put this out there because I want to learn how other people make life work for them, not the other way around. But I'm even curious about one word, which has 2 syllables, and that I never thought would come out of my mouth. And that word is, drumroll please, homeschool. My knee-jerk reaction, if I'm being completely honest, is probably what I've been trained to think, which is, I could never do that. I can barely help her with first grade addition. What will I do with all her day? When will I work? How will I not lose myself? And who do I think I am that I could teach anybody anything? And all of those are valid. And also, all of those are misleading. Also, if I'm being honest, school right now is 8 hours that I lean on as a babysitter. After talking to many homeschool parents, their kids get their actual accredited learning piece out of the way in like an hour or 2, and the rest of the day is expansive life learning and adventure. And every family can look at it creatively as it fits into their life. It can include travel, adventure, and hybrid versions of learning, and so many resources and opportunities I never had as a kid. Now, I'm not saying we're going to do this. It scares me to death to even say, which is probably why I should do it. And by the way, if we did do it and it didn't work out, no harm, no fail, back to school. I'm writing about this because I genuinely would like to hear from people who are doing life differently. I don't care about people's opinions on something they have never experienced themselves. I had this epiphany this week that there is no way I can judge a celebrity, a politician, a public figure, or even some random person I see on social media unless I have personally met them, spent time with them, and formed my own opinion. Yes, that means I currently have zero opinions on anyone in power, in the media, on television, or even local girls make good reviewing restaurants and building a following. Unless I've been able to form my own opinion of you based on my lived experience and intuition, I don't find myself able to comment at all because I don't know what to believe if I have not experienced it. And that rings true here too. I don't want to hear about what doesn't work. I want to hear about what is working in people's lives. Awakened people who are choosing to fully live life, not to make excuses about why they're stuck at this dead-end job. And sure, traveling would be fun, but that would never work for them. I've been that person. That person that watched other people and thought, wow, how awesome, they get to live that way. And then I go back to whatever I was doing that makes me do what I'm doing right now, writing about it, which is tighten my stomach and inner thighs for all my woo-wooers out there, my root, sacral, and solar plexus chakras, and create tension around the life I want versus the life I have. I have lived enough life and made enough poor decisions to know that I won't be jumping into anything blindly. And I'm also a parent now, and I realize the decisions I make affect her trajectory as well. I will do a fair amount of research, ask all the questions, weigh the options, the pros and the cons before we do anything. But also, I'm a very firm believer of flow over force. The minute I force something I know is not meant for me is the minute I open myself up to disaster. The minute I open myself up to what could be, and while continuing to live and make connections and stay curious, I know the right opportunities and ideas will flow to me. So, I want to know, how do you live life differently? I'm talking always from the little life hacks and morning routines to the disruptor decisions that turn systems on their sides and leave us all realizing how limitless life is if we just stop maneuvering blindly. Perhaps even contradictorily, if we put on blinders to the outside world and what we've been told is real and ran toward what is real for each of us. I'm not saying I know yet what that is, but I do know this. I'm not asking who to bet on anymore. I'm out of the rat race, I'm in the horse race now, and I'm betting on myself.